Good evening and welcome to SCTV, Simpson College's first student-run newscast. I'm Jake Brent.
And I'm Liv Allen.
Liv, I don't know about you, but I am so ready for fall break.
I am as well, and I think so is everyone on campus.
And fall break kicks off tomorrow with no classes Thursday or Friday, and this 4-day weekend is going to hopefully boost the mental health on campus. Sophie Reese has more.
If you visit campus this Thursday or Friday, you will not see students walking to class. This is because for the first time in over a year, Simpson is offering a fall break. I checked up with students to see what they're doing.
My plans for fall break are I'm going to go back home, spend some time with my parents, and then I'm working like 25 hours in like 2 days. I mean, it'll be nice to kind of go back home and see some people and not be on campus for just a little bit.
Well, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, so a long way from home. I'm planning to hang out with my family, my friends back home. 2 days is very short, but I'm not complaining since we didn't have one last year.
However, for some students who live out of state, going home this fall break just isn't a possibility. I spoke with one student from Colorado who says this break just isn't long enough for a trip home.
It's about 12-hour, 13-hour drive by myself from Iowa to Colorado. And so the 2-day break isn't necessarily enough time to make the drive, see my family, see my friends, and then get back to campus. I've got tons of homework that weekend, and so it's just not very ideal. It's not the best type of break.
For SCTV, I'm Sophie Reese.
Nationwide, there is a shortage of workers in the entire workforce. Simpson College is no exception. SCTV's Mo Marks has the story.
Across the country, employers have found that they don't have enough workers to do all of the tasks they need completed. Simpson College is no exception. Departments like admissions, athletics, and food services, which normally rely on work-study students to do their day-to-day tasks, have found few students to help.
We are always, stretching the ones we do have further than I would like. So more hands on deck, so to speak, is always better. So we have plenty of opportunity, plenty of events that we need covered and different areas we need covered throughout the day and evening.
That shortage has had a real impact on the day-to-day functioning of this college. Last weekend, Cheryl Eden, Director of Student Employment, sent out an email asking for any student possible to work the athletics events we had on campus. Even if you don't like athletics or attend Simpson sporting events, this worker shortage has still impacted your Simpson College experience. Remember when Pfeiffer was using disposable silverware and plates? That was because of the worker shortage.
Yeah, I mean, work study is really great because you get the opportunity to make a little extra money working on campus, pad your financial aid package a little bit, but also you're usually just getting an opportunity to get paid to do your homework in a lot of work study positions.
Want campus to get back to normal? You can be part of the solution. Sign up to become a work-study student today.
You could talk to any of the specific work-study coordinators. If you have a particular place that you want to work, like in, say, admissions, you could talk to Allison Swanson, the admissions work-study supervisor. You could talk to the supervisor in the mailroom, in the library, at food service, anything like that. You could also talk to financial aid because federal work-study grants are a major way that people use financial aid to cover some of the cost of college, so they'd be able to point you in the right direction as well.
For SCTV, Mo Marks.
Thanks, Mo. 2 weeks ago, we heard from fraternities about their formal recruitment.
Now it's the sororities' turn. They held their fall recruitment last week and welcomed 18 new girls into Greek life.
SCTV reporter Ethan Humble caught up with the houses.
After fraternity recruitment took place a couple weeks ago, it was the Simpson sororities' turns to acquire some new sisters. Let's check in with the houses on how it went.
We got some amazing girls. I'm so excited about the girls we got to meet today. I know that we're going to be really close throughout the Greek community with all the new awesome first years and a couple second years as well that we got.
I mean, I'm pretty happy. We had the girls who did come through, even though it wasn't a lot of girls ended up dropping, which is fine, which is fair. There's a lot of stuff going on campus. Life can be stressful, but the girls who did come through were really, really great people that we got to meet.
From formal recruitment, Pi Beta Phi has 5 new members, 6 recruits joined Tri Delta, and Kappa Kappa Gamma gained 5 sisters. Gude says being in Greek life has significantly helped her step out of her comfort zone in life.
I used to be such a meek, anxious person, but I feel more confident approaching people because I've been forced to do that I've held 2 positions during my time in Tri Delta, and I've been forced to push myself out of my box and approach people.
The recruitment for Pi Beta Phi took place over 3 days, with the first 2 being designated to learning about the house and its philanthropy.
And then our last night is called Pref Round, and that is when you really, really get to know the girls and they get to know us as individuals. We've been talking to them through this whole process, and it's just so amazing to see how women open up over the 3 days. It gives me chills thinking about it. I absolutely love it.
But if you missed formal recruitment, don't fret. Informal recruitment, also known as COB, will be continuing on through all the sororities. For SCTV,
On Monday of this week, Simpson's Native American Intertribal Student Alliance, or NASA, tabled in Kent Campus Center to celebrate and bring awareness to Indigenous Peoples Day, a day recently marked as a federal holiday by President Joe Biden.
Though President Biden's proclamation is arguably monumental for Native American and Indigenous communities in the U.S., there's still a long way to go. There are still 574 federally recognized tribes within the U.S., though only 9 states have officially recognized Indigenous Peoples Day.
Though many think our society is far disconnected from the Native American and Indigenous community, aka the real founders of our country, that's not the case. In fact, there are at least 11 students on our campus that identify as being Native American. The campus itself is on Sac and Fox hunting land. The Sac and Fox, popularly known as the Meskwaki Nation, were forcibly removed from this land in 1845. Additionally, around 90,000 Indigenous families are homeless or underhoused.
In order to truly live up to our diversity and inclusion statement, which states that we recognize that diversity of identities exists in the context of differential power and privilege that we as a community must critically evaluate and engage. We must acknowledge these issues and work towards appreciating and advocating for Native American culture.
A step our community could make in order to conduct our due diligence in creating a truly inclusive institution would be to establish a formal land acknowledgement for Simpson College. This is an uncomfortable topic for the majority of people, especially since the U.S. history, media, and society sweeps Indigenous people under the rug, but we all reside on stolen and displaced land.
We also owe it to the Indigenous community to become more educated on the many impacts Native American culture have had on our country, as well as the issues these communities face today.
You can be an ally in a number of ways. On the campus level, anyone is welcome to join NASA. NASA strives to create awareness and educate the public on Native American and Indigenous culture. You can also educate yourself more on the historical and cultural context surrounding these communities, as well as standing in solidarity with them.
We here at SCTV would like to say that we see, appreciate, and stand in solidarity with the Native American and Indigenous communities.
For more information on you can help these communities, see the links in our video's description.
Anna Wanek is one of the best athletes in Simpson history. Last year, she caught everyone by surprise after taking a 2-year hiatus off from tennis. We caught up with her before she heads to the conference tournament in Sioux City this weekend.
Anna Wanek needs no introduction. She is the reigning American Rivers Conference A-Flight singles champion. But before her championship, she needed an introduction. She spent her first 2 years playing just basketball at Mankato State.
I really had a few expectations coming into the season, and beating some tough opponents, I really kind of had a goal in my mind. I really could do this.
What does it feel like to win a conference championship?
Pretty indescribable. I don't think it really hit me until a few weeks after, when I really actually had time to sit down and think about it.
In 2020, Wanek caught everyone by surprise as the hunter. Now, as the defending champion, she will be hunted by the rest of the conference.
I definitely knew coming into the season that I would have a target on my back. Honestly, I just try to take it one day at a time. I don't really think about it that much. I try not to let it affect how I'm playing.
Target on our back or not, the game of tennis is the way that it's played, and so you go out, you play your best, and if you're the best one that day, then you're the best one that day.
Due to COVID-19 restrictions, everyone at the ARC tournament could only play singles or doubles. In 2021, it's back to normal. Everyone will be playing both meaning Wannick and Emily King can chase a title in doubles.
We have this telepathy thing going on. I just know where she's hitting it before she even gets the ball.
Until September 11th of this year, Wannick had never lost a college singles match. But Nebraska Westland's Brooke Saylor knocked her off 6-4, 6-3.
Definitely kind of adds a little chip on my shoulder, a little extra motivation. It adds fuel to the fire and gets me amped up.
With pressure easily built up, Wannick just wants to end her career on a high note.
Expectations for next weekend, honestly, just go out there, have fun. It's my last season out here.
I know Anna's got it in her to do it again, but I'm not going to hold it over her head that's what we're expecting. I expect her to go out and try her best.
I can go out there and just be able to say that I played my hardest.
The team travels to Sioux City this weekend and gets the tournament underway on Friday. From Indianola, Jake Brend, SCTV.
Knowing Anna, I think she can do some pretty great things at the ARC tournament.
She is so good. It's unreal. And some other good things happened this weekend at Simpson College. We had 7 home events over the weekend. Let's check out the highlights. Simpson football playing at home over the weekend. Thunder is there showing off first quarter. Tied at 0, Brett Bobinette connects with Reed Worth on a slant. Touchdown. Storm lead 7-0. Luther gets one back though, so we're tied at 7 as freshman Hunter Ogle runs off tackle and trucks a defender. Wow, he trots in the end zone. More from him in a bit. In the red zone, Ogle takes the handoff inside zone and dives in. Touchdown. 27-7 Storm. He had 4 touchdowns and 173 yards on the ground. Second quarter now, Bobinette goes play action, finds Joe McNally crossing. 6 more for Simpson, and it was all Storm today. Austin Bell on the end around. Wants to head for the sidelines, takes it from Bobinette. He outruns every defender and dives in. Storm get their first win of the season, 68-34.
Storm Volleyball hosted the Dewhawks last Saturday afternoon in Coles Fieldhouse. Set 1. Ball is returned by Ellie Gray. Marissa Salver sets it up to Jessica Jacobs. She comes in hot, and it's too hot to handle for the Dewhawks. Still set 1. The Dewhawks respond with some fire. Gray not able to secure the dig this time. Set 1 ends 22-25 Simpson with a visit from Thunder. Set 2, Loris able to start a volley, but Iman Galiboff responds with a dig. Salver sets it up to Jacobs again. Dewhawks able to make contact, but sends it out of play. Point Storm. Storm's momentum ends as Loris wins set 2 25-9 and set 3 25-17. On to set 4. Jacob goes up to end a volley. Loris tries to push through, but access denied. Jacobs with another kill. Fast forward to set 4. The game is close. A good volley going, and Olivia Smith goes for the attack and is blocked by Megan LeMay, giving the Storm some momentum. Game point set for the Simpson Storm after a great volley on both sides. A great dig by Galiboff. Salver sets up to Jacobs, and to no one's surprise, she gets the kill to secure the win for the Storm. Great performance, ladies.
Women's tennis facing Wartburg on Friday. At 6 singles, Kennedy Wright serves and the Knights can't handle it. She wins 7-6, 6-3. Bella Tranquilino takes the approach shot, puts it back corner. No thank you. She falls though 6-1, 6-2. Donnie Kinghorn at 4 singles with the passing shot coming up. Check that out. Look at that. She wins 6-4, 7-6. Now Megan Grubb at 3 singles approaches and makes her miss. Man, a lot of approaches today. That's a winner. She rolls 6-1, 6-2. Emily King serves and paints it down the line. And then with the return, another winner. She wins in straight sets. Now Anna Wannick handing out autographs as always and handing out L's. She serves, moves in, hits a rocket. She dominates. Storm win 6-3 over Wartburg.
Simpson Soccer swept Central last Wednesday 2-1, the final for the men and women. You can find those highlights on Twitter. The volleyball team fell to Dubuque before their win Saturday, and the women's tennis team fell to Luther in the regular season finale.
A tough Saturday night for the soccer program, losing to Wartburg in both men's and women's. But the women responded with a road win over Dubuque last night, 3-0. their first time beating the Spartans since 2009. What an accomplishment for the ladies. Women's golf wrapped up their season with a 7th place finish at the ARC tournament. With all of those events, it meant that we had a lot of choices for the top plays of the week. Let's get into them. Coming in at number 3, Cassie Nash looking to score. She shoots, goalie makes a save, but she heads it after it pops in the air. That is her 8th goal of the season, but Simpson loses this one 3-1. At number 2, we just saw this one. Hunter Ogle, the freshman, dominates with the hit stick. Wow. This was one of 4 touchdowns on the day for the first-year running backs. Storm demolish the Vikings 68-34 and get their first win of the season. Now at number 1, we're going to go back to some men's soccer. Last Wednesday against Central, Jordy Chiana Vasquez crosses it, and Drew Russell finds it with the header. Wow, check that out again. Perfect precision from the junior. Storm knock off the Dutch 2-1, the final. That's going to do it for us this week. We hope you have a great fall break.
As always, thank you to Professor Siebert, Professor Carpinelli, and Professor Steffen for all they do to make this newscast possible.
We will see you in 2 weeks with our week off, but until then, you stay classy, Simpson.